Hey, J. Rob.
What's happening, Jerry?
Well, it's that time again.
It is that time.
It's time for Jerry and J. Rob Cover It All.
It is.
We are excited to come to you today. It's been a good week. How's your week been?
It's been well. We're still, in a drought, and it's 500 degrees outside, but that is the most negative thing I got.
I think that's a conservative estimation, as
Maybe
a matter of fact.
650, 700.
It feels like an oven.
It does.
I know that.
It does feel like an oven. Well, we've been on like a 7-week streak of having guests here, and this is the first time in a while it's just you and me.
Just us. But I am excited because I know there's an episode that's coming up. It's kind of a special one.
It is special.
And so I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not sure how I feel about it, though.
I mean, I have some mixed emotions about it.
There's definitely a challenge to the validity of what we do here. I will say that. All right. Well, new day, new message. What we got today?
I'd like to hit on just a couple of different things and bounce a few things off of you. I've attended a conference recently that really taught me some things, helped me out with some things, and got my mindset in a different path that has helped me. I don't know if you've noticed, but it has kind of helped me. So I'd like to talk to our folks today about being a leader.
Being a leader.
Being a leader.
It's a big hat.
And it is. And, the thing about being a leader is that we never look at ourselves as leaders.
I concur.
Leadership is something for other people. Other people are leaders. And we don't have an issue with looking at other people as leaders, but we often overlook our own selves whenever we consider someone as being a leader.
It's true.
But I was recently reminded that I am a leader.
You are a leader.
Well, not only am I a leader, you're a leader.
That's what they tell me.
And, we forget sometimes that all of us are leading somebody.
Right.
And so whether we on the job or in our families, at school, and it doesn't matter what age we are, there might be some youngins listening to this. I don't know, or maybe their parents are playing it and they're overhearing it. But it doesn't matter how young you are, you're a leader.
It's true.
How do I put this delicately?
Well, I think what we're saying is that somebody's always following you, whether you want them to or not.
Right.
Somebody's always looking at your attributes and your attitude and how you deal with life, even if they never tell you, even if you don't even know they exist, through social media, anything else that we have, that we're a part of. You're always being watched and silently judged, but in a good way, and you have a responsibility, even though you may not recognize it, to lead appropriately, right?
True, and I think that it's important if we can recognize it, because it changes the way that we show up.
100% agree.
And what I mean by that is, when we understand the fact that we are leaders and we are in a leadership role, then we begin to approach things with a different mindset. We begin to enact things in our lives that we may not normally. Because we understand that somebody's watching, someone is trying to make a decision on what's best for their own lives, what direction they should go, maybe based on how we react to the things that are coming into our own lives, or how we act and put things out there and put ourselves out there.
Right. I think because if we see ourselves as leaders, then we have a certain accountability, a certain responsibility, even if it's just generally to society. We have a certain way that we feel like we should act in all circumstances to have a valid opinion of what we do, or a valid explanation of what we do anyway. So yeah, it's super important.
Absolutely. And so when we just to give you an example, this week, I think probably most everyone on our show knows that I struggle with my weight.
Yep.
And I'm on a health journey.
Right.
But this past week I was challenged. I wanted, or at least I felt like I wanted, to partake of something that was not healthy for me, not good for me, and in the moment, I was able to stop, to challenge myself to do better. And one of the things that I told myself was, "Hey, you are a leader, and is this the way that you want to show up? Is this how you want to lead?" And it caused me to make a better decision, and I'm very, very happy with that, and it has helped me. Is there an area maybe in your own life when you can cite that, just realizing that you are a leader, that somebody is watching you has helped you to make a better choice?
Yeah, I mean, I might have trouble coming up with one right off the bat, but I know there's been several circumstances where I've approached a scenario differently because, right, wrong, or indifferent, I knew somebody was watching, right? It's kind of like those things we do when nobody's around. Will we do those same things if we're being watched? Will we do those same things if we had a group of people with us? And the answer is probably no, if it's something that we feel is a negative, situation. Just like you're discussing eating something, maybe I'm with a group of guys and maybe they're, wanting to go to a bar and go do something, which is something I don't do. But, if nobody was watching, maybe I might justify that or something along those lines. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, and not just that, it doesn't even have to be something that's bad. It could be just something that's not of awesome character or doesn't help you in your journey where you're trying to go to help lead people. So it may not be that big of a deal. It may not be something, that's, you and I would call it sinful maybe, that's negative.
Sure.
But it doesn't portray you as a leader making that decision. And ultimately, if we've got people around us, somebody watching, somebody depending on us, then oftentimes we're going to make a better decision, especially if we feel like we're putting ourselves out there, which is kind of what we do a lot, is put ourselves out here.
Right.
Just like you're talking about your weight loss to all these people, you're putting this out to the world. That's not because you think it's exciting to tell them that. It's because you have a conviction to do something about it and have the accountability of others to look at you, so that 6 months from now, if you're still in the same boat or worse, somebody's going to say, "Hey, what's up with this, Jerry? You told me you're going to do this, and you didn't do it."
Right, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you talked about, not necessarily something that's negative or sinful or not even necessarily anything that's bad, but just not the best thing,
right?
Not what is going to bring us to our best selves. And for me, when I think about showing up and being the leader that I need to be for my family, for my community, for my church, for my employer, that is me giving them the best version of myself.
Right.
And so realizing that I am in a leadership position, you don't have to have a title to be a leader.
Right. No college degree, nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you can be a leader, and you are a leader. Whether you know it or not, whether you want to accept it or not,
That's
you
true.
are a leader. But just understanding that our goal is not just about ourselves. We're not islands out here all by ourselves, and so when we make decisions and when we take action, then we want to take action that is going to bring us to our best selves, so that we can not only bring ourselves up, because it's not always all about us, but also to bring up those around us. And one thing that I'm constantly working toward and trying to do, when I put out content on my social media, I want to make sure that it's positive. I want to make sure it's uplifting and encouraging,
Value, right.
And like you said, adds value. And one of the conversations you and I had before we started this amazing, awesome, top of the line podcast
Please give us a like.
Yeah.
Please share us every once in a while.
Was, one of the conversations that we had is, I don't want to do it if it's not going to add value.
Correct.
If it's not going to bring others up. And I think that we've been able to do that in a measure. And we're planning on you ain't planning on quitting, are you?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Because if it's just the Jerry Show, I'm not sure if this is gonna do very well.
Well, you're a leader. You could probably run on forever with this thing.
Oh no, couldn't do it without you, J. Rob.
Oh, I appreciate it. So before we move on to your next topic, just like you said, I nailed it a while ago. You also nailed it with a leader is never self-imposed. A leader is completely dependent upon others. It's completely dependent upon pushing others to be better, helping others, maybe inspiring them, but doing for others, right?
Right.
We can't lead anybody by promoting ourselves first, by putting ourselves first of everything. Now, I agree. You got to take care of yourself. You got to be in good shape, physically, mentally, whatever, to assist with others. But putting yourself at the top of the chain is not a good leadership quality. That's not what I see, and I don't think that works in just about any situation, except for maybe certain government entities. But but yeah, if you're leading people and you don't have a title and you don't have an expectation to be the leader, but yet they still put you up there, I think that's a good sign of you're doing the right thing. So once again, sometimes we're talking about people we've never met. We're talking about people we've never talked to or spoke to, but they're looking at what you're doing in life and seeing how they can take those attributes and apply it to their own life to make some success or make things positive.
Well, and you bring up a great point. Is leadership is not going around and telling people that you're the leader.
That's right.
If you have to go around and tell people that you're the leader,
you're not the leader.
You're not the leader. So what we practice is servant leadership, being there and showing up in people's lives to encourage them, to help them, to lift them up, and to serve those around us. And by doing so, being the example that people need to say, hey, I can do better, because I've seen Jerry do better.
That's right.
I've seen J. Rob do better.
Right.
And so that's the kind of leadership, that's the kind of leader that I want to be and that I strive to be. And honestly, if we had more people who would accept their role as a leader and understand that they are leading somebody, and choose to lead in that way, to show up, to take action, to be the best that they can be in the moment, then I think that we could see, I hate to be cliche, but make the world a better place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it is. But it all comes down to a willingness to take action, which can be daunting at times, because we don't know where to start or how to start or what that looks like.
Right.
So considering taking action to be the best leader you can be, what do you think are some ways that we can do that?
Well, first thing you just said, take action. Even if you don't know exactly what to do or exactly how to do it, do something. If you do something that gets you out of that never-ending cycle of questioning yourself until you run out of momentum to just give up on whatever it is. The next thing I would say is have some clear-cut goals. And we talk about goals and vision all the time because we know that everything revolves around moving, working, building towards something. So have a clear-cut goal, have vision. Sorry, got the coffee rolling around there. And start moving towards that stuff. It needs to be written down. If you don't know how to do something or how to get something started, go ask people you respect that are leaders how to get started on something. If they don't know, they're going to be interested in you enough to help you find out and put time in to help you get started in whatever it is. Maybe they're going to put their own personal time and finances and interest into you and what you're trying to do. But action's everything. I know that in our business and health coaching, that is one of the number one rules. Get into action, whether it's working on your health, whether it's trying to help other people work on their health, you got to get moving. You can't accomplish anything from the couch. You can't accomplish anything by wanting to or thinking about it or getting ready to.
Right.
The only way you accomplish is getting up and accomplishing.
Well, we're in Texas, and so
It's hot.
well,
We're back on that again. I'm sorry.
besides it being hot, but I was just going to say, you said getting ready to, and you could have said fixing to,
Fixing to. That's true.
because
That's
that's
true. I'm trying to be
that's
a little bit
proper
more
English.
Public domain. Yeah. Fig do.
Yeah.
Yo.
We're gonna go over yonder and do some stuff. But if you don't take anything else away from this today, you need to understand that you are a leader, and whether you lead well or whether you lead poorly is going to be on you.
It's true.
That's up to us.
It's also going to be noticed.
It's a decision. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, it's definitely going to come out. And, we like to say, well, nobody can judge me, but people are judging you all the time. They
Yet
are.
they are.
They're going to do it whether you like it or
Even
not.
if they're one of them self-righteous Facebook proclaimers, no, don't judge. They're judging. They're looking at you. They're trying to figure out what you got going on, and they either like it or they don't. How they respond does not always indicate whether they like it or they don't.
Yeah.
But they're judging, even if it's not so much a negative thing.
Well, the thing about haters is they don't hate you enough to quit following you.
That's true. That's true.
They're looking at you.
If you weren't a threat, you wouldn't be hated.
Right. But I want to encourage you to consider the fact that you're a leader and to make a commitment to start showing up, to take action, and to make sure that our decisions are top shelf and of great quality so that we can be putting forth great effort and accomplishing. Listen, when you put forth great effort, you accomplish great things.
It's true. That's true. And I'd like to challenge you. Give it 30 days. Show up differently for 30 days and see if it doesn't change what you got going on in life. Show up like a leader. Show up like you want to get something done. And you will find that your surroundings change, people around you change, that charisma and excitedness that you bring to the table is contagious.
And I'll make you another guarantee. If you show up for 30 days and it doesn't work out, we'll give you all the money back that you paid.
That's true.
For this
100%.
episode.
Money back guarantee. Well, very good. So if you are looking to work on your health or work on some mindset shift change and need somebody to help you get there, please check us out at Synergistic-Strategies, so -strategies.com. And you can see some of our coaches, which Jerry's on there and his lovely wife, along with myself. And you can kind of read a little bit about our stories and what we did and how we accomplished some of the things that we've done and how we continue to accomplish things. You can also fill out a health assessment, talking too fast, a health assessment there, and we will respond to you accordingly. You don't have to call us. We'd love to talk to you on the phone, but we can do it all by email and see what we can get accomplished together.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that, if you have an event that you would like to host where you would like to have Jerry and J-Rob come and maybe speak to a group of your friends, your family, somebody that you feel like could benefit from hearing a positive message, reach out to us, and we'll attach our email so that you can do that. Again, if you have questions or maybe there's a certain topic you'd like for us to cover, because remember, Jerry and J-Rob cover it all.
We cover it all. It's everything.
Yeah.
We talk
And
about
so just reach out to us, let us know, and we would be glad to help in any way we can.
Absolutely. One final thing. If you know somebody that's got an interesting story of overcoming something, some adversity, we would love to maybe have them on the podcast or talk to them. So you can also hit us up there on jerryjrobcoveritall@gmail.com, and we would happily respond back to you.
All right.
What
Thanks
else?
for joining us, folks.
That's it. All right. See you later.